E aí, beleza? Vamos para mais um evento. Tem muita história, então vamos aí.
Bless myself.
Acho que é por aqui, né? O evento é 2 horas só de diálogo, vamos aí. Vamos ver se é bom ou menos.
Let's fly!
Hey, there's a newsstand over there! Want to grab a copy of the Steambird? We know our Fontanian friends love a little drama. There's no way they let their readers down. Isn't that Charlotte? And standing next to her, surely that can't be Kaniche?
How about... Lost treasure resurfaces at last. Behold the beauty of the Remurian teacup.
Sem dublagem, né? Como sempre, esqueci de colocar japonês. Vou
Pretty
ter que
shocking.
colocar uma hora.
But it still feels
Muito
like
ruim.
it's missing something. Udex gravely wounded in shocking stabbing. Set to miss cross-border smuggling trial.
Huh? What? Did Paimon hear that right? Neuvillette was stabbed? And grave? No, surely that can't be right. Can it?
Hey there, you two. Fancy running into you here.
Yeah, that! And also, what the heck was all that about a Saurian meat restaurant and the Udex trading tablets?
Yeah. Charlotte and I were having a little contest to see who could find the most. Either I got lucky, or I have a knack for honing in.
Fake news.
If I had to quantify it, I'd say about 1% of what they write is the truth.
Huh? Him? Lenient? Oh, you gotta be kidding! Ah!
Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to give credit to these so-called news stories for occasionally including a grain of truth. All I'm saying,
You mean all those fake headlines you mentioned actually do have some basis?
sure they do. For instance, there was in fact, considering the amount of speculation surrounding the smuggled goods, it's no wonder there are rumors about restaurants serving saurian meat or teak. But in reality, the goods in question were simply a few ancient relics. Rest assured, no saurians were harmed in the process.
Oh, okay! Paimon was so busy freaking out about those headlines that she totally forgot to ask why you...
It was a pretty open and shut case, and my testimony in court was clear enough. But I'm guessing, Mademoiselle Charlotte, that you're less interested in the case than you are. I appreciate your kind invitation, but like I said,
Kaniche the speechless! Kaniche the tongue-tied! Huh?
if you're dead set on doing an interview, why not talk to the Traveler instead?
never stops, does she? Anyway, Paimon just has to ask. That how thing that popped out before, or was...
Oh, that thing. Yeah, that was a
Huh? What's up with him? Like, he's still noisy, but he's way quieter than before.
Could be.
Not acclimatizing? Aw.
Too bad he can't come out to argue back.
What do you mean?
There's nothing physically wrong with him. It actually has to do with a strange law we learned about after arriving in Fontaine. Apparently, it's forbidden to release flying objects within Fontaine city limits during the first 3 days of each month.
Paimon sure does. Paimon's been down this road before. There's an easy solution. As long as Kaniche holds onto a house tail, he'll be considered an almighty Dragon Lord balloon, not a flying
Not gonna lie, I was considering that. But Ahau wasn't too thrilled with the idea of huffing and puffing away in the form of a mini helium balloon. That said, it's pretty annoying how he keeps randomly popping up. Anyway, this morning I saw a notice outside the Palais Mermonia about an event that's set to take place outside the city soon. Something to do with filmmaking. I hear that's all the rage here. I was planning to stay here and do some exploring for a few extra days anyway. It'll be a good chance to let that noisy helium balloon out. If you're free, why don't you come along? I know where it is, so let me lead the way.
Vamos aí. Fora da cidade.
Looks like I remembered correctly. Here we are.
Wow, this is awesome! Hard to believe it was just an empty beach before.
Yeah, it was still completely deserted only a few days ago when I passed by on my way to testify at the Opera House. There must be some efficient workers in Fontaine. Quite impressive.
A few days? One night was all it took. Rap-a-tap-tap, ta-da! But is this all it takes to blow people away? Oh, no, no, no. Given my past experience, I can't let myself get carried away. Wow, I can't believe you actually remember me. It's me, Lepine Pauline. That's right, the unlucky one. Of course! How else would we have managed to build Fantasyland in a...
Fantasyland?
At least that's how I like to think of it myself. A magical land of fantasy, the stuff a film buff's dream. I know it sounds like I'm laying it on thick, but that really is the goal here. As you can see, the theme of this amusement park is Fontainian filmmaking, a place for...
Co-construct? Well, that's a relief. Sounds like you're sharing the...
Nope! I might be inviting others to help fund this, but that doesn't mean I have...
Huh? You've got to be kidding. Ha! Look at you, puny little humans. Recklessly betting your entire future against... If you're expecting even an ounce of sympathy from the almighty Dragon Lord, dream on! Mockery is all you
Sorry, just ignore that little gizmoid. He likes to butt in occasionally. Do go on.
Gizmoid? Who you calling Gizmoid? You're the Gizmoid!
Wow! That's quite a nifty mecha you've got yourself there. Is it some sort... You ought to let Miss Charlotte see your cool gadget. Who knows? Maybe you could even look into mass production.
Mass production? Ugh, insolent, vulgar, and disrespect. I, the almighty Dragon Lord, am one of a kind! There has never been another like me, nor will there ever be! And another thing, smart is the understatement of the century! I shall have you know that I am Kahulahau, forebear of ancient wisdom. I lived for eons long before any of you were born!
What? Heavens above! I beg your pardon, forebear of ancient wisdom.
Idiot meets idiot.
What's all the fuss? Making some new friends, are we?
Miss Navia! Allow me to introduce the star behind all the work that's gone into this venue. Miss Navia, president of Fontaine Spina di Rosula.
Hello, everyone. Partner, Paimon, how have you been lately?
Hello there. I'm Kanich.
What about me? What about me? My useless servant can't even give me a...
You'd think someone yelling their name out in the middle of a public street really need...
He's not wrong. I caught yours just now. So, you must be the almighty Dragon Lord, Mr. Ahau. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Oh, see that? That's what I call proper manners. Well, it's not every day you meet a well-mannered human. Navia, was it? Excellent. You may address the almighty Dragon Lord by his name. Navia, don't you think the title Almighty Dragon...
It's no big deal. All little animals do that, don't they? I mean, try to puff themselves up to look more impressive.
Anyway, it's all thanks to Miss Navia and the Spina di Rosula that Fantasyland's gotten up and running in the space of a single night. Honestly, thank heavens! After all that paperwork and endless waiting, I couldn't wait a moment longer. The second the approval came through, I reached out to President Navia, hoping after all, who else but the Spina di Rosula would indulge such an...
Sorry, traveler. Miss Lapine Pauline sometimes gets a bit over... I'm guessing she hasn't gone into much detail about the event yet. So in short, the Cheval Moran Film Fantasyland is a fan convention that's open to film enthusiasts from all over Teyvat.
Huh? Cheval Moran?
That's right. The one and only Sir Intendant. After much persistence and many solicitations, I finally obtained Lady Farina's permission to use. Not only is our adorable mascot drawing in fans by the minute, but she's also boosting her own popularity.
It's been a while since we last met, but still, it's a surprise. By the way, Miss Lapine Pauline, have you decided to switch...
Not exactly. By chance, one of the prototype lenses I developed caught a photographer's eye, and it's now being used thanks to this unexpected opportunity. I've had the chance to invent various film...
That's right. So don't underestimate Miss Lapine Pauline, our resident. And as for the Spina di Rosula, we're mainly here to take care of planning, operate. For anyone feeling inspired to set up a booth, Miss Lapine Pauline and I will provide the necessary technical and... Oh, by the way, traveler, are you at all interested in taking part? It would be a chance for you to earn some extra income. Plus, with your skills, I'm sure you could bring something special to the table.
Paimon would be even more tempted if you were to say, throw in one of those...
Well, as it happens, that everyone needs to eat, whether they be tourists or the stop. So thanks to Miss Navia's help, we've managed to invite none other than the celebrity chef. Look over there!
You! Yes, you! For the last time, the ingredients have to be in the right ratio! Get it right?
She seems,
Well, I'm sold. I think I'll make a How go be her...
You little...
Demoiselle, sorry to bother you, but there's an issue over here that requires your personal attention.
Apologies. Looks like it's back to work with me. Anyway, if you're interested in taking part, come find me later.
Ih, pensei que é outra quest.
Traveler, it's ready to join the Cheval Moran film fantasy. No problem. We'll be
Ai, desculpe. Vamos aí. Fazer a quest primeiro.
Greetings. Apologies if you overheard my harsh words just now, but I assure you it is entirely necessary. The sheer lack of standards here will be the death of me. Do you have any idea of the ones that leave their guns behind by accident and then come back to collect them later, bringing ammunition with them?
Yeah, that's the kind of customer you wouldn't forget in a hurry.
Oh.
Wait, has that happened before?
No, it's just the mention of guns reminded me.
Huh?
Just before we started setting up, as we were cleaning up the site, someone stumbled upon a mysterious locked box. It didn't look like something from Fontaine, though. It had more of a...
Oh?
Do you think a foreign tourist might have left?
That's what I assumed at first. But the box was buried beneath a pile of wooden planks, rocks, and what. But I didn't see much point in speculating, so the best thing I trekked all the way over to the Palais Mer...
What did the authorities make of it?
Oh, they made a mountain out of a molehill, as usual. Before even addressing the question of what was actually inside the box, they had several heated discussions about... Thankfully, the ever-reliable Officer Sedine stepped up and immediately called in the Marechaussee Phantom to crack... And, as it turned out...
Wow, that's a dangerous...
Mind if I ask what kind of gun it was?
Oh yeah, Mr. Kanich, you're from Natlan, aren't you?
You could say it comes with the job. I have an interest in weaponry and the...
Ugh, such a spoiled brat. What, are the toys I gave you not good?
Yep. Got sick of those long ago.
You little... Don't dare you turn your nose up at my gifts! Why?
Time for a timeout, old-timer. Sorry, where were we? Oh yeah, do you recall what the gun looked like?
It's a bit hard to describe. If you ask me, it didn't even... Give me a second. I'll knock out a quick sketch. Something like...
Whoa, it's so neat and precise!
Sorry. Is something wrong? I know it doesn't really look like a gun, but I assure you, and it certainly could shoot as well, too. I confirmed that.
No, quite the opposite. The features are very accurate. Please, don't mind me. I'm just taking a moment to...
I should be the one thanking you.
Don't mention it. Besides...
Not at all. The buzz and excitement. Oh dear, I'm starting to feel a bit guilty. But just before I go, one last thing. Traveler, it's wonderful to see you. Here's to a successful collaboration.
I'm sure you noticed that there was something unusual about that gun. Correct. It's most likely an old weapon dug up from... Based on my experience, it might be more accurate to refer to it as a hand cannon. But given why I came here, don't you think it's curious that an ancient dragon relic of unknown origin would turn up like this? Out of the... Time is of the essence. So I'd like to head over to the Palais Mermonia to verify my... Perfect. Or, if you want to catch up with your friends first,
The fresh vegetables from the new batch are exceptional quality.
We've gone over budget in quite...
será que é aquela caixa da nave? Aquele que vejo? Pera aí. Seus minigames?
Traveler, it's you! Ready to join the Cheval Moran Film Fantasyland?
Vamos lá.
It's time, dear partner and Paimon. As I mentioned, the park was started up by enthusiasts who brought in this. Of course, enthusiasts aren't typically all-around experts. They usually, we, for our part, handle long-term operations.
Long-term operations? Strategy? We spend most of our time adventuring, and we barely have any experience running a stall. Do you think we can handle this?
That's more like it. You've seen it all before, haven't you, part? Anyway, first things first. Let's get in.
Os minigames, beleza.
As you can see, our fantasy land's a bit like a sugar-free macaron right now. Several areas are still under construction. The Spina's only been able to hire a limited number of craftsmen. Besides, we don't have enough experience to handle multiple projects. That's why I chose to adopt a time slot-based planning method, so we can focus on specific upgrading facilities, expanding the venue, hiring staff. So it's our job to allocate precious time slots in each business. As we attract more guests and earn money to add to our funds, we'll also be able to work more efficiently, which will allow us to divide each cycle into finer time slots, which will let us get more done.
So we'll be limited in the decisions we can make, which means we have to use our limited actions and kind of like playing chess or cards then.
Rapaz, virou Age of Empires agora?
Paimon thinks she just about gets it. How do you feel about it, Traveler? Yep, come on, you mentioned standardized strategy guides.
Of course. Film and entertainment mean different things to different people. And there's gonna be a what if we're not careful. Some visitors might want, and others might pick up dangerous props by mistake. To avoid confusion, we need to create a standardized strategy guide for each activity. Just think of it.
Wow, if we're the first ones to test out, but if we hit a tough spot, we'll just have to rely.
Hopefully it goes without saying that I'd never put you in danger. I also wanted you to experience the activities before anyone else gets.
Oh, those are two things Navia is best.
Great! Well, I can't wait to hear what you think. You're all right then. Let's start with. All right then. Time to.
Caramba! Ah não queria fazer os minigames, pensei que era só. Tá, vamos rápido, só isso. Quero ir pra história.
Both of you seem even more excited than before. Looks like your first.
Paimon hasn't actually watched that many films, but
Great job, Paimon. They'd be beyond delighted to hear that visitors are curious about the. Some have even been willing to contribute extra funds out of.
out of their own pockets.
That's right. While the Spina di Rosula covers the cost of basic booth materials and rental fees, many fans have. The cost of the booth itself isn't their main expense. Some of them have already Take our official mascot, Sir Intendant Chevalmoran, for instance. She won second place in the last most popular character. Many people have expressed interest in designing cushions based on her image. Using the highest quality these cushions will officially go on sale at the next convention alongside lots of similar products. Don't worry. As Sir Intendant Chevalmoran's guardian and official image right, after all, the fans are doing this voluntarily. Not for The more Mora ends up in Farina's purse, the better Sir Intendant Chevalmoran.
Oh, Paimon likes the sound of that.
Still, we can't just ignore Mora completely. Whether it's fan creation, the same logic applies to the Chevalmoran film. Once we finish the standardized strategy guides, our attractions can officially There's plenty of work to do at the various booths. And the park itself is a work in progress. There's a recruitment section on the
Caramba,
park's bulletin board.
para de falar.
We've received many. Once assigned, the staff will keep the attractions running.
Wait, so we've suddenly gone from being playtesters to heads of human resources? That's definitely a first for us. Just don't hold everyone up to your own. Alright, time to review some resume.
When reviewing resumes,
Looks like this particular employee is really getting into their role.
You're both doing great. In any case, with this, running a theme park is a long-term project. You won't. We're just about done with our current work setup, so let's take a.
Já que encerra o ciclo.
Well, the numbers might not look that impressive.
É igual aquele evento de
But,
poção,
given
né?
that we're just building on this momentum, we must consider rolling out more unique business to draw in the crowds. I've invited one of Fontaine's. She'll be performing right here in the amusement.
So, is the restaurant part of our business strategy?
The restaurant is up to standard, and the waterside location will make for a unique dining Ingredients.
Hey there, Escoffier.
Oh, my employers are here. The president of the Spina di Rosula, plus the famous traveler and Paimon. I must say,
I'd say that if anyone here was overqualified, it would be the former head chef of the Hotel de Boer.
let's get back to business. I'm guessing you want the traveler to help me decide the theme dish for each cycle, right?
This is the business strategy I mentioned earlier. But this isn't just about attracting visitors. Just imagine, Paimon, if all you needed was a single ticket to enjoy all the
Then Paimon come every single...
Now, here's the twist. To get the most out of this strategy, based on research by a certain food branding consultant, many restaurants have started offering us, so give me some inspiration every few business cycles, and I'll decide. Now then, give me your hand. A warm and energetic. Your hands are calloused from wielding your sword, but still quite delicate. When you grasp its hilt, it's like you're holding a sword then. The theme this time shall be strength. Alright, let's find out what strength looks like in gastronomical form. I've refined the sauce for these barbecue ribs. The mint extract in the seasoning leaves a refreshing but if you ask me, I'd say the artisans need.
The artisans?
As I'm sure you've noticed, this park isn't quite finished. As their bosses, you have an obligation to provide me. Who knows? The morale boost might even improve.
Oh? If I recall correctly, for several days after, the workers were all incredibly efficient. They'd finish 8 hours of work in just.
Then there's no time to lose. Go invite the artisans over while.
That's a great idea! You really live up. Looks like these themed dishes are gonna make a huge difference after all. We'll have to make sure. The artisans are pumped and ready to roll thanks to that themed dish.
And perfect timing, too. Let's take this chance to take the facilities of our eclectic escapades to the next level.
We should be able to attract more customers by upgrading the stub.
That's right. Based on my business experience with the Spina di Rosula, I've quantified the service value to help you intuitively understand how satisfied customers. An attraction will reach its ideal revenue only when its service value meets customer expectations. As we improve and expand our facilities, when that happens, we can deploy more capable employees or invest funds in
Rapaz.
That should be everything.
Huh? Thinking about it, we have learned quite a lot, haven't we?
Oh, not at all. I wouldn't say I imagine long-term operation, but don't let that scare you. Just break things down into.
Whoa, seeing your own progress has really got Paimon. From here on out, we'll be running the Cheval Marin.
Tá.
You've got this park up. I can't wait to see how it'll all turn out. How
That unique aroma. I wonder how you'll inspire. I'd say there's something special about seeing diners fake. If something like this comes up again.
Tá, beleza. Vamos voltar pra quest. Agora sim, vamos lá.
Oh, man.
Bro!
Are you mimicking me?
No, I mean, one of our buddies is here, for real. Quite a few of them, actually.
Aurora and Aoife, what brings...
Huh? How come you're... Ah, I'm guessing Kanich is here because of that international smuggling case, right? Huh?
Word sure gets around quickly, huh?
First time abroad and you're already making headlines.
Oh, stop it. It's not like I was the center of attention.
Wasn't expecting to see the Traveler and Paimon here.
Come on, Aoife.
Huh?
A traveler, by definition, is someone who...
Fair point. Anyway, back on topic. Wait a second.
Why you're all here, of course.
For
For
vegetables.
Kakuku. Huh?
I'll go first. It's for the Chevrolamine Film Fantasyland. Wait.
It's Cheval Moran.
Ah, right. I keep stuck. Guess I owe Cheval Moran an apology, even if she's not here. Anyway, long story short, the festival restaurant urgently needed fresh vegetables.
So, you guys are...
He is. I'm just here as a responsible adult. It's his first time traveling so far away from home, and all the elders in his tribe were worried. So they had...
Even though it's your first time too.
Right. But they still picked me to accompany you. You gotta want...
Don't you get it? They all just saw how overworked you were, so they used it as an excuse to send you...
Wait, what? So I'm getting the grandson treat? See? Doesn't matter how much older you are than this dude. Hang out with him long enough, and you'll have...
Meaning everyone looks after you.
In theory, nothing at all. In that case, guess I better start over. Hi, guys. My name's Aoife, and I just turned 5.
Paimon's not sure who the So, what about Kakuku? If he was here, we'd be making more of a ruckus than we...
That's
Aoife, there's nothing to worry about. You're a big boy. You can handle yourself.
You think that's what I'm worth? Anyway, my priority right now is suffice it to say, Kaku...
How so? He's so small, and all he knows are a few harmless phrases.
Let me guess. Did he get caught out by the...
Bro, you too?
Not me. A how?
Oh, that pesky little chatterbox. So that's why he hasn't interrupted us this whole time. Guess he's too scared to show...
That, plus he's already spouted enough nonsense for one day.
Nice one. If I was even half as decisive as you are, I would have kept a closer hold on Kakuku, so he didn't get a chance to go flying off.
Oh no, bro. Or rather...
If they had managed that, we'd at least be able to track him down. But when the guards started chasing him, Kakuku flew into that building next door. I wouldn't be surprised if there was a high-stakes pursuit going down in there as we...
What? That one?
Yup, that's the one. Kakuku sure has a good eye for a ghetto. I may be able to fly up pretty high, but checking... As for Aoife, well, let's just say he's not flying...
Not like it's my fault, though. You don't have to...
Wait a sec. What's this got to do with how high you... Kakuku's got himself into a real mess here. Like a panicked animal. I'm starting to picture him flapping through a barrage of gunfire while important documents are
Heck yeah! If anyone can pull it off, it's Kakuku.
For real now? Do you even hear yourself, bro?
Of course I'm for real. I'd never make light of...
All right. Everyone's an awesome sort. But our priority right now should be to go in there and check up on Kakuku.
Leave it to us.
You sure?
And if Kakuku doesn't listen to you, I give...
Wait, since when was that up to...
Well, then it's your...
All right then, if Kakuku doesn't listen to you...
There you go. If he objects to that...
He won't.
Back when we first met Kakuku in the wild and I begged you to take him under your wing?
And I never imagined you'd be nag...
Oh, well,
Huh?
You're only 5 years old?
Nothing new there. What's all that commotion?
No way, bro!
Did he say he came from Natlan? No.
Get out of here!
I can understand his words, just not what they mean.
Oh no.
Bro!
He keeps repeating the same things over and over again.
Oh, you know one another.
He's a friend. Yeah, a sort.
Great. Well, that was easy. Looks like we guess that's one less lost and found notice for you to write, Monsieur Neuvillette.
For real?
Traveler, was there something important you wanted to discuss with the... I'm just about done with my business here.
Stay and hear them out first. Perhaps it will have some bearing. If I'm not mistaken, you are the same Mr. Kanich who served as a witness in the smuggling trial? I take it there's been a further development in the case.
That's right. Very
So you've met Neuvillette before?
I've seen his photo in the papers, but as for this other gentleman...
Allow me to introduce you to Mr. Wriothesley, administrator of the Fortress of Meripede. Or in layman's, please, feel free to share anything about the case. There's no...
Pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you.
Wow, that sounded just like me. But should we really discuss official business in front of the Saurian?
Oh, wow. Oh, no.
I believe he said... Or rather, I suppose he meant that he'll keep this to himself. Though I should mention, Mr. Kukuku, that we will have to ask you to sign a confidentiality agreement.
Sure thing, bro.
Let us return to the matter at hand. Mr. Kanich, was there something else you wanted to discuss relating to the case?
Yes. Let me fill you in.
Wow. It really is exactly like Lapine Pauline's sketch. That must be all that practice drawing engineering blueprints, huh?
So if it's true that this weapon came into Fontaine alongside the contraband from the smuggling case...
That's exactly my line of thought.
I see. Mr. Kanich, thank you for reporting this promptly. I'll arrange for the Marechaussee Phantom to investigate. We should begin by questioning the prisoners in custody. Wriothesley.
I'll sign off on the interrogation request.
That would be much appreciated.
It's lucky that the Palais Mermonia wasn't scheduled to release any public bulletins today, and that...
I'll be staying in Fontaine for the time being. If there's any progress in the investigation or you need my help...
Yep, we were just about to go help out with Lapine Pauline's convention.
Marvelous. Thank you all. Well then, all that's left is...
You miss me, bro?
He really does come out with the most unexpected things. Who did he learn it all from? Huh. Well, it's pretty extraordinary.
Anyway, according to due process, we must first determine whether Mr. Kukuku qualifies as a flying object. And, following on from our conversation just now, he also needs drafting said agreement may take some time.
Looks like you'll be staying with us for a while then, Kukuku. Excited?
That would save us a lot of trouble. Many thanks.
All right then, we'd better get going. No need to...
I know you mentioned a while back that people from Nadland would soon start showing up all over the world. But I hadn't expected anything like this.
It seems no matter where they come from, all dragons are...
You can say that again!
The same might well be said for human. The real reason you chose to stay to investigate this case was your curiosity about Natlan and...
Guilty as charged. So, how about we take this opportunity to chat a little more?
Sure thing, bro!
Bring it!
Vou concluir essa primeira parte. Continuo no próximo vídeo. Vamos aí. Quanto de história tem mais?
Aurora and Eva, we found Kakuku!
What's the situation? How bad is it? Oh no. When I saw that Kakuku wasn't with you.
Relax, Aoife. Maybe Kakuku just sometimes you just have to let the kids grow up and make their own choice.
For real now? Do you even hear yourself, bro?
It's not that bad. Kakuku's fine. Still very much alive and kicking for starter.
He hasn't been arrested either, so no jail time.
See?
You're not exactly reassuring.
As for the bad news, Kakuku accidentally overheard some top secret stuff, so he has to stay at the Palais. But there's no need to worry. The person in charge of looking after Kakuku is super nice, so he'll be absolutely fine.
All right. That doesn't...
But based on my understanding of how things work here, the ban on flying objects should be open.
What a shame.
You don't look disappointed in the slide.
Anyway, Auroron and I will be staying in guest rooms upstairs at the Hotel de Boer for the time being. Feel free to drop by if you need us.
Yay! Problem solved! Alright, let's cut.
Primeira parte concluída. Espera até amanhã. É isso. Primeira parte concluída. Até a próxima. Tchau, tchau.